Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Delightful Creations. I'm Amber and I'm so happy you're here today to spend this morning with me, or rather this afternoon, because that's when this video will air. Today is Focus Friday! Hooray! We get to jump into God's Word this morning and I'm very excited about that. We are going to head to Proverbs again, and this time we're going to go to chapter 6 and we're going to look at verses 16 through 19. So I'm going to flip open my Bible here. I've really been enjoying Proverbs and trying to eat it chunk by chunk. There's a lot of stuff in here. I don't know why I took that out, but there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of wisdom to be broken down and just absorbed. All right, so let's go to verse 16. It's going to talk about 6 different things specifically that God hates, and it's going to help us to avoid disaster, but there's also a 7th thing that is listed that is an abomination. Let's go ahead and read verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. Verse 17. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that is devised wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So those are the things that the Lord does not like, that causes us to find our lives in disasters, that bring us to the point of needing to turn to him and ask for that forgiveness, right? And some of these things, they do go with the commandments and whatnot, but that specifically pulls it out. I'm going to open up this is my Bible study Bible, and I have my notes written down here today, and I didn't really want to rewrite it because, as you can see, it's quite a bit. But some of it is talking about Joshua because I'm still reading the book of Joshua. I'm in chapter 14, continuing on their journey of conquering Israel. It's really cool to read that. So today what we're going to focus on for our craft is we're going to use book page. I'm going to grab my treasure journal. We're going to be using book pages, and I've made this, I didn't make them on my channel before, but I showed you them before 3 years ago. And sadly I still have them. I have a lot of them left. And they're book page pockets, and this was inspired from Joy DeFi, or Joy Defy, and she's back now after such a long time of being away. I absolutely adore that lady, and I love her style. I don't know if that's her style, but this is what I made inspired by her style. So I thought, since I didn't make one on camera, we would go ahead and do one together. So I'm going to use this book here. It's Gardens in Glass Containers. It was free from my library. You can probably see why. It's pretty tore up on the outside, but at least this part. But this part of the book is quite nice. Nice golden color. And these are big, tall pages, and they've got some interesting writing. They're not quite dark enough, so when I come to actually use this book, I would copy dye them or stain them because they're pretty white. Look at that. Lily of the Valley and periwinkle, primrose, just a lot of fun words in here. And there's a little bit of drawings there. All right, so now specifically for these book pages, see, like that I would keep and I would use as maybe more of a focal point, especially those names of plants, lily of the valley and primrose and things. So I go to the back, like sources of supply or glossary or the index, and those are the pages that I like to use for this particular project. I'm going to attempt to rip this out of here and get most of the book page if I can, right? Because I don't want to mess around with cutting it out. So I'm just going to get this out of there, and then I'm going to glue it down on this side on my page because there's more writing here. That's the only reason for that. So now that I have my book page, we get to build up from here. Find us a page. And it doesn't matter where it goes as long as it fits. I have to trim it down a little bit, so let's go ahead and just cover up this white page. Perfect. And I think I'll take it off the bottom. There's mushrooms down here. Oh, Lily of the Valley. Oh, yay! I get to see that again. Okay, so I'm going to trim this down a wee bit. We're talking about Proverbs 6, avoiding things that God hates as a disaster, right? He wants to keep us safe. He wants us to be in his presence and to be free from sin and free from, all the things that keep us apart from him. So the instruction on number 1 was to, let me grab this, not have a proud look. Now, what does that mean? Not look proud. Like, well, I feel proud as a mom. There's my Bible again. No, it means not be arrogant, to not maybe be boastful, not to be projecting of look at me, look at how good I am, and that kind of a thing. So that's really what that means on number 1. The next one is pretty simple, a lying tongue. So we're not supposed to lie, right? That's just a no-no. Ooh, that's a pretty paper. Maybe we'll use a piece of that right next to the rose. That's a digital wallpaper. This is my bag that I played with from Junk Journal January. So I'm just pulling out some things here. And I thought that would be kind of fun. Okay, now we're going to the pink side, and I don't want any more pink. How about a little bit of, all I see in here is a bunch of pink stuff. Oh my goodness. I know there's other things in here. All right. There's that. I might actually use that and tuck it in the pocket. Maybe I have a postcard up there as well that I quite like. I'm just literally reaching in here. There's a pink envelope. It's just a bunch of stuff that's already done. Let's go into the front maybe, because it'll be less pink, I feel like. Here's that speckled page that I liked. Okay. And then I got the man. I don't want the man. I don't want the man on here. I also like this. This is a little boho tent. That's kind of cool. I'm feeling more of like this, since it is more of a flower page anyhow. All right, let's use that. And yeah, I don't know what else we're going to do. So let's just use what I got pulled out here. This is another digital. And this is kind of kinkled. That's all right. We'll make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pen, and I'm just going to give us a quick doodle of some leaves. All right, number 3 is hands that shed innocent blood. So we don't want to be murdering people, right? We know, we should all know that that is not okay. And it shouldn't be anything. Our hands should be kept clean, and so it doesn't necessarily fully extend to meaning we should not hurt people with our hands. It just means keep our hands clean, and that's my interpretation of that. And yeah, I think maybe I'll make a little bud up here. Getting ready to come out. We're getting ready for spring here soon. My son has been asking to go to the park. And I'm like, not quite yet. It's still really cold. We just got through a really cold spell where it was like below 0, -15, and really gross out there. Yeah, so I'm just kind of doodling here. I left this down here blank, just because I'm probably going to put this pocket down here. Well, that one's not going to fit now. How about this one? Yeah, I'll do something like that. Put this pocket here. Okay. Did a little bit of doodling. Let me go grab my markers. There we go. These are my alcohol markers that I let my little guy, my 6-year-old, color with. He really likes to color, and of course he likes to be like Mom and have nice things. So I gave him this small set here. He still borrows from my nicer set, and I think the only one that is burnt out of this set is the orange, because he used it all when he was coloring a bunch of pumpkins for fall. I'm going to outline my little leaves here with this color, and I'll put a little yellow in there maybe in the center of my leaves. Just a nice relaxing little day here, you guys. So fun to be downstairs and see the sunshine. Yes, yes it is. It's very nice. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to line my doodle with that. I think on the other pages I left it, my stem. Color my stem in there. It's just fun to add some color to the page, right? Add a little bit of green there. And, right. So hands, okay, now we don't want, the next thing is a little bit harder to understand. It says a heart that maketh wicked imaginations. That's what my Bible said. And so I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like creating things in my mind? Like I'm dreaming up like wicked things? Like, I mean, that would be totally unintentional, especially as if I'm sleeping, right? So I had to look that up, and what it means, or what I understand it to mean, would be devising wicked plans, wicked schemes to come up with some evilness, like you're actually intentionally thinking about it, of being deceitful or deceptive to somebody. And that's totally not, you should not be doing that. Should not be doing that at all. We want to keep our thoughts pure. We want to be focused on the Lord and his goodness and what he has for us, and praising him and being thankful and appreciative, blessings, and yeah, all those wonderful things. I don't know why I did it tricolored like that. Now it looks like corn. it looks like corn. Anyways, just disregard that. I'm going to color this little bit here. I don't know if this is going to be orange. I don't think this is going to work. Oh, that's the orange that I told you was kind of burnt out. Okay, we'll just add a little orange. Maybe this is a fall. Maybe this one's going to sleep, right? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I'm going to add a little pop of red up here. Yes, we are. A little pop of red. No idea what kind of flower this is supposed to be, but that's okay. We can use our imaginations, right? All right, there. Done with that. I'm not going to be devising any evil plans, that's for sure. And then I think actually I want to add some washi tape to this edge here. Let's do that first. And that was number 4. Number 5 is feet that rush into evil. We're quick. We're quick to take action. Maybe we didn't spend the time to listen to God. Maybe we didn't spend that time of going, oh, that's what you want me to do, and just quickly take action. And so I think it's important to wait on God and wait on him to speak to you. I'm just going to pull in this floral washi here. I think will be a nice little addition. Maybe that's too much floral, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Let's use this, whatever, sketchy doodle line thing. And yeah, so just be slow to action. I think you need to spend more time praying, more time focusing on God and really listening to him and what he wants you to do. And when he says go, go, right? A lot of times we say, you sure? Question, doubt, maybe a little bit of fear. All those human emotions that may come up in us. I don't know why I went all the way down the full length of the page, because I'm going to be covering this up. Pop it down here. That's all right. We're just decorating a book page. Nice and simple today. Okay. I'm going to glue this down and then cut it off, because that's what I want to do. Go across this bottom, up the edge. And covering up my Lily of the Valley. I realize that now, but that's all right. I got this pretty rose paper. This is a digital that I actually used in my Junk Journal July book on one of my favorite pages, and it was for contrast of the pink and the teal. I remember that very well because I spent a long time on that. We'll just cut this part off. Oops. Very excited to have a play again. It's very contrasty. Look at that. Whew. Look what's going on. We got all kinds of things. But once I put something in here, you know, kind of cover that up a bit like this. You'll still see the top part. But it's still fun to have some color, to have some contrast, so different things in your journals to make it more interesting, right? Joey is always saying interest, interest, interest. All right, so I'm going to put the lid on here. I'm going to add a doily over here. I had to make some more doilies. I didn't have very many left, and I about used them all. These little ones, I kind of want a grungy one, like that. And I'm just going to put some glue down here. Up here where there's blank spaces, see? Up here on this page, pretty blank, pretty boring. I'm going to go in the shape of a doily, right? And I'm just going to plop it down. And right there. That's how I glue doilies down, with my glue stick. And then I will cut this edge off as well. And because I didn't actually go to the line, I want to go to this washi tape and have it seem like it was intentional to go there like that. Okay. Number 6 thing that God hates is a false witness that speaks lies. So somebody that is not telling the truth. So it kind of goes again along with the lying tongue, right? But this one is somebody that is a witness. They're supposed to be a witness for the Lord and speaking his truth out there, but they aren't, right? So I think that's even worse than just lying, telling a straight lie. But God doesn't judge our sin based on how bad the sin is. It's just sin is sin, and that's it. You're not supposed to do it, right? Okay. There we go. And I put that there just so I can have a little spot to add maybe a little birdie. What am I doing? A little birdie or something? So cute. Okay, I think I will just tuck that down in there. And then let's grab, even though I did this, I do like this one is roses, but that's definitely not a rose. So that's kind of funny. And I think if I enunciate more of a rose, I'm going to feel bad. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to glue it to this page here. And just so I have, of course, another pocket, I'm going to glue it on this side and then have something hidden that can go in here. Since it is a pretty sturdy book page, why not take advantage of it? And it'll be fun to have something hanging off the edge. Okay, so no false witness that speaks lies. And finally, the seventh thing is someone who creates discord among the brethren. So that is talking about somebody that is stirring up the pot, is what I would call that. Somebody that is maybe saying, hey, did you hear so-and-so said this or this within the community of the church or your friends or just your brethren, your sisterhood, whoever you're spending your time with is what I interpret that to be. You don't want to be doing that. That is, God doesn't like it. And, you know, why would you want to do that? I mean, if you're supposed to be a good person and all those things, right? These are things that probably don't come, most of them I would hope don't come, I wouldn't say natural or easy or something maybe you'd think about, you don't think about because you don't even do them. Like me, I was like, wow, nope, I don't intentionally go out and do that. But the one that made me think the most was the one that, where the heart is making wicked schemes or wicked imaginations. I was like, whoa. God, I don't really have any control over my dreams of what I dream about while I sleep. Like, that's not, please don't, please don't punish me for my dreams. But that's not what I meant. So anyhow, that's that. Avoiding those choices and trusting God to be faithful and just and keep us on a path that best serves him and keeps us out of danger and is pleasant and all of those wonderful things, right? That's what it's talking about. And that's, again, from Proverbs. Now, let's see here. I'm going to pull in this little book here. Ooh, how about some of this fun fabric? I think I will. This is vintage fabric. Have a little bit of this as a tag puller. Let's do that. That'll be fun. Okay. And what are we going to put in there? Oh, is this big enough? Might be changing our mind here. If I can slip this in there. I might have to trim it down some. I think it would fit, though. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and open that up. Let me grab my board here. I got enough of an edge here to cut down. I really like having these lines, and they're coffee dyed, and it's got a little bit of interest with these dots, and it gives us some writing space, some thinking space, right? Reasons to be creative and healthy and imaginative and compassionate and happy, excited, thoughtful, and energized. All right, I've got to pause for just a moment. And I'm back. I had to answer the phone. Somebody important was calling me, and I just did a quick little test fit before I turn the camera back on, and I actually got to get rid of these holes, which is quite sad, quite bummed out to lose that, but I'll save it and I'll be able to use it on something else. So that's fun. And I always like to round my corners when I put it in a pocket like that. It just seems to go in better, in and out, and I actually really like the look of rounded corners. So that's kind of fun. And let's have us a check here and see if it fits. Let's just see here. Kind of a thing we got going on. All right. Oh goodness. It's kind of, maybe if I would have grabbed another sheet that was coffee dyed and not folded in half, I wouldn't be struggling so much. But it does go in, fully in there. Now we got to take it out. We got to take out our little hidden spot here. And I'm going to add some of this fun vintage fabric here from the tab. I'm just going to cut up the side here where it's jagged and then add that to here. So let's see here. We're talking about trusting God and keeping us on a path that is pleasing to him. I think I'm actually, yeah, why not? Why not go the long way? Go big. And yeah, so then I went to Joshua 14 and he's talking about dividing up the land of different tribes. There's 9 tribes that get the land that's divided up that God has chosen in Israel between the 9 tribes. And I didn't understand why it said that the Levitites, or however you pronounce that one, does not get any land. So I had to look that up because I didn't read the Bible in order. It's been a long time since I've actually read it from Genesis through Revelations, but I had to look it up. So the Levitites or Levitites, they're from the tribe of Levi, right? It is where they come from. They are the chosen servants and the priests that get God as an inheritance, you guys. He chose that tribe to represent him and to speak and minister to the other tribes in the land of Israel. And so they don't actually get a piece of land, which I found to be interesting. But also that every other tribe gets a piece of land, and they started this journey out with Moses a long time ago. They've been marching and walking and conquering and doing all the things that they needed to do to get to this point. And then this one man comes, and his name is Caleb. And he goes to Joshua and he says, "Hey, Joshua, remember that land that Moses promised me?" I mean, this is my interpretation. He doesn't really talk like that, right? Remember that land that Moses had me go scope out? Yeah, it's been 45 years. Okay, so this man, Caleb, goes to Moses as a 40-year-old man and says, Moses says, when you go and scope out the land, survey it, you will receive it. And so his feet walked on the land, and it was 45 years from the time that he went with the land with Moses, and now Caleb is with Joshua, and Joshua says, "Yes, you can have that land that you walked on." And this is his servant saying here. So now Caleb is now 85 years old. So Caleb and Joshua are the oldest men that are still alive, that had been walking this original time and conquering along. Where we go, walk humbly, and conquering along throughout the land together. And so I thought that was really interesting. So they're probably like really good friends. Maybe they're like brothers, like, okay, yeah, it's your turn. So he gets this mountainside in Hermon, I think is how you pronounce it. And yeah, so that's really exciting to see that happens. But he's 45 years old. I can't imagine that, because I just turned 40, not ashamed to say that. I just turned 40. And so just now starting my life, just now starting my adventure of, okay, I'm going to go scope this land out, God, and waiting another 45 years. I already feel like I've lived a lifetime, so to speak. And just adding a little cheesecloth here for a little more. Actually, I'm going to put it down here. You can see it better. And we'll put something here too. Maybe I want that down here. Do that down here and do something else up here. Yeah, I like that better. To wait that long, but God is faithful. And I have to imagine that our time, our 45 years, our 40 years, our 85 years is maybe a few hours, maybe a day, maybe it's minutes to God. I mean, I really don't know. I just know that time passes differently. Like, we're going to spend an eternity in heaven, like a never-ending, extensive amount of time. And how wonderful is that? That is so cool. That is so cool to think about. And those are the things that my mind does. I don't know if your mind does that, but mine does. To think of Caleb as an 85-year-old man. And I know that maybe they were healthier back then. They lived longer, and God took care of them. He was faithful to have them see that promise fulfilled. But how excited do you think Caleb was that finally he gets to have a piece of land for him and his family that they can call home? And I think that's what really hit for me today, is it took that long of time, 45 years of him being faithful and trusting and patient and following and fighting so hard, being hot, seeing all these wonderful miracles of the Red Sea parting and the Jordan River parting and walking on dry land and just seeing the awesomeness of God. I mean, it might not have felt like 45 years, but I mean, at one point you've got to think he's human, right? And he probably has those, okay, soon it'll be time to rest. And then it does say that at the very end of that part of Joshua, it says that it had rested. The war had stopped. And so that was like, what a day of celebration. What a day of just pure joy, pure excitement, and, just celebrating God's goodness. I mean, I like that. Walk humbly. Walk humbly with God. I'm going to sew along this edge here at some point. And I've got yellow in the sewing machine right now, so I'm not going to sew that on there with yellow, even though it would bring that some yellow there. I don't know what I was thinking. It's turning into a pink page. As much as, and you can see I was wearing yellow. I really had yellow on the mind. Sunshine and happiness, and yellow's a happy color, and I thought, yeah, and then it turned out to be pink. That's okay. That's just for fun anyways, right? We can tuck this rose postcard down here if we wanted. I really need some yellow. What if I look here? I think in my scrap bin here. Actually, right here, got a piece of yellow flowers. Let's just take a piece of this off here, and I'll turn it into a little, not a little, I'll turn it into kind of a tall tag. I want to fold it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to measure on the page here. I'm not going to make it this whole length. Kind of short and fat right there. Right there looks good to me. I just want some more yellow. It's fully intended to set out for some yellow, right? Okay, so yeah, I hope you got something out of today and took something away from the scripture and spend some time with God. And I hope you enjoy your weekend, because it's coming really quickly, and our weekend is going to be nice. Like I said, finally getting out of that gross negative temperature. I mean, just really not fun. Not fun at all. Not fun for anybody. Having to walk to the bus and freezing. It's just freezing. But we did it. And now we're through it, right? We saw that pass, and we are on to 50 degrees here coming this weekend. So we're going to fully enjoy that. Okay. And I actually, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to make it a little shorter because I want to see more of that doodle. And now I'm just playing now. Just having a play now. There. Short, fat little tag pocket. You can open up and journal on it. Totally add more decoration to this. So let's see here. I've got this nice little circle. There's a circle here, and there's a half circle there. So let's add that here. I was thinking if I wanted anything else to go inside of it. You know, it'd be really fun. Let's see. Let's just see for funsies. Can I? Can I? Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I'm going to add this to this doily. It's like the perfect thing. This circle frame has been in my little stash box for, who knows? I've kept book pages for 3 years. Oh, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I feel bad, honestly. I'm just going to glue this down here. Got a little bit of glue around the edge. Just playing, just having a fun play. So I hope that makes it a little better, a little more exciting. Okay, there we go. And then I still want to add, something here, and now I feel like obviously I'm going to add something here. I've got these crazy little butterflies on these circles. I think these come from Digital, oh, it's not called that anymore. Digital Collage Club, Making and Creating. I don't like it when people change their names because I got to try to remember where they come from. Oh, I've got this cute little chickadee. I think I'll put him here because he's got a nice yellow belly. I don't like all that white, so I'm just going to scribble it out. Actually, I don't know if that's a chickadee. Don't quote me. I don't know a whole lot of birds. Yeah, but I was having some fun with making some AI images, and I was typing in different birds, and I came up with chickadee as one of them. And I believe blue jay and robin, of course. And I had a fourth one, and I can't remember his name. I'll have to show you. Maybe next week's video. I'll have some birdies. Okay. Glue him down. A little bit more on his head. Woohoo! Birds are up in the air. I can hear them. They're actually all in the store. I went to Menards yesterday, and I could hear them chirping. I could hear them birdies just singing their happy little song. Yes, they were. So I hope you find a good song to sing. The one that's been on my heart, at least this morning, was Bless the Lord, Oh My Soul. Specifically the one that is 10,000 Reasons by Matt Redman. So if you don't know that song, go check it out. 'Cause it's good. It's good. It's good for the soul. I love it. That's my song for the day. Probably for the weekend, honestly. I'm thinking, should I add those roses there? That feels weird. Should we add a blue butterfly? Well, we're just getting all over. I don't know. Stopwatch? I got this one with the blue. No blue. I don't think I have anything else in here that's going to be yellow. Yellow and ready to go. Maybe there's a sticker. Maybe there's some kind of sticker here. I don't know if I'm going to find a circle one, though. These are pretty much squarish. Happiness, squarish. It's good to be home. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I love being home. Quality time. This is the family bundle, isn't it? It sure is. Okay, let me grab the other one. This one's going to have more of those pinky rose goldy ones. And they're quite small. And it doesn't go with it. Let's get the bold ones out. Let's go ahead and grab... Yeah, here we go. God is light. I don't know if we're going to find anything that really goes with what we talked about today, but I think I'm going to go with this one just because it's yellow. And God is light. Definitely is the light of my life, the highlight of my day. I was so excited to get my coffee this morning and come down. Fridays, I love it. I get to look forward to it. And I try to be, ooh, we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that on here. It's too light. The coffee dyed thing is too light. All right, let's go ahead and use this one. It says be still. It's a circle and it's in gold, and I think I'll be able to see that. And it has a little bit of green. There we go. There it is. That's the one we should have chosen. I don't know why I didn't see the circle one before. Okay, I'll hold that up for you guys. I know it's glossy. I don't like glossy stickers, but that's what I got to work with. It says be still in gold, and then it has these pretty green little leaves that look a lot better than my leaves, honestly. I gotta practice some leaf doodles. Okay. There we go. That's the page for the day. Let's add a little topper here. I'd use that, but that feels too small. Let me grab my little tabs. I've ransacked my craft room and my upstairs. I have too many spots. I cannot find my tab punch board. I have no idea where it is. It is just gone. Oof, no, that's not happening. How about book page? Let's use this book page one. Oh, it's upside down. That's why I didn't like it. That's why it was folded like this. Yep, sure was. A little pink. Oh, man. Here we go. Here's a yellow one. Yellow daisy. I'm going to add that there. But, yeah, I can't find the punch board. Because I wanted to make some more, because these are when I went and I just used a bunch of scraps, and they're like crazy. Like the blue. Oof. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that one. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. I'm sorry this video kind of took on. I wasn't expecting a phone call in the middle of it and lost my train of thought for some of it. I'm being careful not to glue it shut. My tag tab. So I opened it up and put it along the inside. Just like that. Look at all that lovely writing space. I love it when I can add writing space. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and take care and be blessed. And we will see you really soon in next week's video. Bye, everyone.